purple Zerg playing for Splice. It is Solar.
And down to the bottom left in yellow, it is Classic.
It's on this map in the past. I think we saw the Charged Zealot all in on this one as well. I forget which Protoss did that one. I think it was Classic, actually, a little bit earlier on in this league. This is a very cute kind of play where you come in here and you threaten that third base before there's enough army units on the map, and you force a bunch of lings out of the Zerg player. That hatchery is getting pretty low.
He just needs to finish it and get a transfuse, but it's not quite ready yet. He does cancel it, actually. I am not 100% sure if it would have finished or not, but it was pretty damn close, and that's so unfortunate because not only did he have to cancel this nearly completed hatchery, it might as well have been a kill, basically, for what it's worth. He also made a massive amount of lings that could have been drones. So now Classic sits 2 base versus a very delayed third base. So essentially 2 base versus 2 base for a long time with the better probe
that
count.
He is going double Stargate. If it becomes meta, it will be easier to assume, obviously. But in this weird moment where it's slowly becoming meta, you have a couple of choices. Make a ton of extra queens, or you go straight into Hydras as fast as possible.
Crawler is going to be the target here yet again, but there's transfuses this time. Does target down the queen, though. Gets away with the Void Ray. Will these Oracles survive? That's the big question. Don't think this last one will. Oh, 1 shot away. And it's going to be the triple Stargate. I mean, this doesn't get much weirder than this in terms of what we know to be true of the match and what we know to be meta. Yeah, it looks like things. Here comes the Baneling attack. Charge not going to be very effective against that, but the Oracles will be. The question is, does he have sentries? Because I don't see very many.
He has 0. Oh, he has 1.
Okay.
He's got 1. That's not enough to get this ramp, but it's enough for Guardian Shield, and that's what he's going to go for.
This
Guardian
could just
Shield.
be a smash here of this army. It gets pushed into the back there. He doesn't want to commit all the way in with a quadruple overcharge, but when that wears off, there's nothing to stop the floodgate of the Hydras just getting on top of this inferior gateway army that doesn't have charge. The Oracles, there are 14 of them, but against 30 Hydras, is that going to be enough? I think the answer is very unlikely a yes, because look at the Hydras. They're doing so much damage already. 15 Oracles coming in out now. Here's the experiment. Let's find out.
Let's take a look, and all those Hydras, they weren't targeting down the Oracles in the beginning, and that's going to be enough. Classic, he has done it with this Oracle army against the Hydras as they slaughter that army. Not all of them were targeting the Oracles, and you need them to be right at the beginning if you want to have any chance.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely very experimental, what we're watching here in this professional game of StarCraft 2.
And this is going to be a really scary attack when he eventually goes for it.
I think you could make the argument for getting plating for the Oracles at this point from your cybernetics core with how many he's committed to.
16.
Yeah, 16 at this stage.
It's like Reapers and Oracles, these weird harassy type units are coming back en masse.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, you know, we'll hold that thought. He's going to come in here, again, just focus down the Spore Crawler. One Spore might be enough against the first Oracle or the second one, but not so much against the mass Oracle army. Controls the high ground here with Storms.
I don't know about this, though. The Oracles are not in position, right? He's going to kill a bunch of drones, though. He will lose all these very cheap Zealots, and this is what I was talking about. Going to lose his lair, going to lose all of his tech. And so now he just has these Hydras, and that's about it. We'll focus on the Hydra Den. Not going to be on this map anymore.
Okay, just going to kill Hydras that spawn too. This army is also hyper-mobile, the Oracle army. It's one of the fastest armies you could ever have. It's also flying. Takes a while to build up this critical mass, but he does get it. A lot of expensive High Templar were lost, but he's got some stasis wards up now to slow down the advance of the Zerg army. The tech tree has been reset. Not only did he lose the Hydra Den, but the lair, as you mentioned, so spawning pool has to be remade to make a lair, to make another Hydralisk Den. So the last Hydras we'll ever see, and I think this game is basically already over, barring a huge control mistake here for Solar, for Classic, who still has plenty of energy on these Oracles.
Yeah, plenty of energy on that, and also on the High Templar. Goodbye, Mr. Hydra Army. GG Classic will take the 2-1.